No. Like we played dumb charades. Dumb charades.
Oh,
Like
Damshara. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have something interesting today for you. Before that, I would like to know if from your school, finally, did you get anything
No, we didn't get like any homework, but
in the
we got a
sense
vacation.
like the summer break? Okay, so that means you didn't get the chapters for you.
No, I got the book like some time ago only. I think I sent a picture also
I didn't receive any picture.
of the
So
cover page.
what will I do for the cover page? Okay. So can you do one thing? Again, do you know the syllabus? What is going to come for you? The syllabus. I think first chapter will definitely be there for you.
Yeah, but what they do is that like in school they start teaching and they give us the syllabus for the exam like 1 month ago, 1 month before.
Okay. So what chapter have they started teaching at school?
So we're still on chapter 1.
Okay. So can you do one thing quickly? Make a PDF of chapter 1 and send it on your WhatsApp group of install.
Uh, even mama, even in science, what I did is because the chapters are long, so that's why what I do is like I
I
send the
agree.
picture of the cover page. So then ma'am usually sends it to the teacher, and then the teacher downloads it because then I have to send the pictures again and again,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's actually
But
really long also.
yeah. If it's available online, then why not? So is it available online?
I didn't check that. I'll check. Sorry.
Okay. Quickly check it. If it's available, then no need to send the pictures.
One minute. I just. This is the book. Oxford International Lower Secondary Computing Student. On
Okay.
Oxford
Yeah. Can you do
International.
one thing? There only just open a new tab. I just close this.
Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Mm,
Close this image. Yeah.
yeah.
Open a new tab.
Okay.
Just
One
open a new
minute.
tab. There, just type your book's name
Yeah.
and
One
see
that's
if you're
right.
getting the book. You can write lower school or what was coming. Just write the name lower school.
Sorry. Lower secondary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Just okay.
I think it might load for 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, so let me just open it. It's Oxford International, then lower secondary, right?
Yeah, lower secondary computing.
I'll just share my screen. What is that sound which is coming? I hope you're not like playing with anything because it's
No, no,
hurting my
nothing.
ears.
Nothing. And this is also about buying it only.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. I hope you can see it. So, yeah, so that's what, books are not available.
If I find it, like, can you give me 5 minutes? I'll try to find it.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, Jenna, it's not available. If it would have been available, it would have come as the first link, you know. So what you can do, just click the first five pictures of the first chapter and five or like eight pictures, and you can send it on your group. Am I clear?
Yeah, but ma'am, like, I can't click on any more websites. I'll show you.
Okay.
All of these are HTTPS. But then when we go down, everything is HTTP, 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 HTTP.
Yeah, and you know why it is HTTP.
It's not safe.
Yeah. Okay. So
I almost opened the HTTP page, but before it could like open, I went on back.
okay. So like you can scroll it down, you can visit the page, but then you never know
Wait,
what
this
can
is
do with your data.
HTTPS.
See, everywhere they will say you to buy it. It's better, just not waste your time. Just
Okay.
click five or eight pictures of the first chapter, share it on your group. That's all.
Shall I like click the pictures and send it now?
Of course, now.
Ma'am, 1 minute, I'll get the phone.
Sure.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Uh, ma'am, because
Have you shared?
my actually, uh, I got I was not able to find the phone, so that's why I have to click the pictures. I've already shared a picture of the cover page and index. So I'll just share the pictures
Chapter 1.
of yeah, chapter 1. Ma'am, chapter 1 is really long.
Yeah, yeah. So just click like 5 to 8 pictures. First 5 to 8 pictures.
Okay. A 1 minute I'm sending. Yes.
You have
Yes.
shared?
What?
You have shared?
Uh, I have shared
Okay.
pictures.
Okay.
1 minute. I have shared, like, I was using a different device, so I have to share it to. Uh, yes, Mama sent all the pictures.
Okay. I'll receive in like another few seconds or 1 minute. Just hang on till there. Until then, you can just read the first paragraph.
Okay. First paragraph. 1.1 Central Processing Unit. In this lesson, you will learn what happens inside a processor. Sorry, I was
One
on the
second.
wrong page.
Jenna, have you shared only
The
four
niche.
pictures? Have you shared only 4 pictures?
Yes, ma'am, because you said because we will be able to complete about 4 pictures in this class, and you said I have to send about like 5 pictures. You want me to send the entire chapter?
I told you to send 5 to 8 pictures. Okay, no problem. Let's do that.
Should
And
I send
from
more than?
yes, can you send like 4 more pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is it
Will it
possible
take
that by
time?
next? Uh, no, but
Yeah, yeah,
is it
yeah.
is it
Okay, okay.
possible that by next class, if you could like make the PDF, because then I have to send the pictures of every chapter, and the chapters are really
Definitely.
big.
Yes, so this part definitely. So students, they make the PDF and they send it because every school has different books, right? Even although you are an ICAC, there are thousands of schools in ICAC, and every school follows a
No,
different
no,
book.
I'm an IGCSE.
Yeah, like IGCSE or ICSE. So what I mean to say here is very simple. All the students, they take the pictures, make the PDF, and send it to the teacher before the class. Yeah. So just make sure before the next class, just send the PDF of at least first chapter. Okay.
Ma'am, the thing is that it's really big, so it's always hard. I have to click all the pictures because in clicking the
Yes.
pictures only it takes half an hour.
What are you saying? It
It's
hardly
such a
takes
big
1 second.
chapter
How many
because
pages
it's
are there?
so 1 minute count. I have sent you four, right? Five,
Yes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, uh, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20, yeah, 28.
Okay. So, well,
So,
I
ma'am,
think
is it
it's
possible if you can make like a PDF of it?
how will I make? Do I
I
have
mean,
the
sorry,
book?
is it possible if you could find a PDF?
No, beta, I cannot find the PDF. So that's what you need to make the PDF and send it to me. Okay, don't be lazy in this, Jenna. So just click the pictures, and if you want, you can make like 12 pages ka PDF. No need to make like 30 pages if you feel it's really difficult. But then I don't think so. It's really difficult. Hardly it takes like 5 minutes to send it, like 30 pages. So if you just take out like 5 or 10 minutes, you can easily make a PDF of one chapter.
And ma'am, also that I use my laptop and sometimes even in phone. And when I try to send it, it says that a few pictures would not be able to be delivered and all.
So then that you need to check, with your mama or daddy. You can send from their
And it
phone.
says because it said the other person does not have storage, like something like that. So it's not.
Exactly. So then you know what you have to do, right? If storage problem is coming or any other problem is coming, right? So just free
No.
up your space or use someone else's phone.
Uh, I
Yeah.
use my parents' phone only, but
Okay. So you can take your if you're using mama's phone, you can take your daddy's phone. Yeah. So
yeah.
just this thing again you need to do. It's from your end that you have to do, because I don't want to confuse you with someone else's book, because I have a book but then it's not for you. It's of IGCSE, it's of class 8, but it's not for you. So let's not do that. And just make sure before the next class you send me at least the pictures if possible, or else better would be the PDF. Hardly it will take 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. So I'll just share the screen now.
If I take a PDF, I have to scan it. If I have to scan it, then I'll even have to like uh, adjust the lines of the picture because
No, not required. That much is not required. See, again, if you do it, it's better because
otherwise,
hardly
like
you
it
have
will
like
be hard for you to read only because the picture will come sort of weird if I don't adjust the lines.
okay, then you can do that. At least that much you can do for the teacher. So the thing is, Jenna, when you make a PDF, the PDF has this feature of zooming in, right? So it doesn't matter what size it is, it can
Mama
always be
sent.
zoomed.
I have.
Four more.
I. Oh, sorry. I'm now like. Is it okay if I take one picture in which two pages will come?
Yeah, you can do that. Why not?
Okay. Sorry to that only then. Daffy.
So, Jenna, listen, you can leave for now. Let's finish the first 4 pages and you can send it afterwards, okay?
Oh,
Because it's already 7:10 now. Let's start.
ma'am, I've like
If you have
I've,
clicked, then no
I've,
worries, you can send.
I've clicked.
Yeah,
Sorry.
if you've clicked, then you can quickly send.
I've clicked it all.
Okay.
Oh, now how many pages have you received? Have you received 8 pages in total?
No, I have received 4. I will receive 4 more. No worries about it. Like you have sent, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then I'll receive. Don't worry. Okay. So, yeah. So just read out the first paragraph.
Yeah. So, uh, chapter 1, the need. Yeah.
The nature of.
Uh, the nature of technology inside the CPU. You will learn about uh,
You are on mute. Hello.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Um, about three important parts of the central processing unit CPU and how they work together. How computers can solve logical and arithmetic problems. How robots are used in modern world and what technology they use. In in student book 4, you learn the processor, sometimes called microprocessor, is at the center of every computer system. The processor is responsible for all work your computer does. It controls everything you see on the screen. The processor is made up of millions of microscopic electron switches. Um, in this
Yes.
unit, you are going to put
That's all.
the
That's all.
processor under a microscope. You will look in more detail at the process and its three main parts. You will learn how the three parts work together to get work done. Then you will look deeper inside to discover how the microscopic switches work. In the last part of the unit, you will learn about robots. You will learn about how development in robots have been made possible by improvements in the way processors work.
Yeah. So in the previous class, you have learned about processor or microprocessor, right? Like in class of
Actually,
grade 7.
we have um, no, ma'am. We had a different sort of book in grade 7, but a
Like
different
there,
book.
you must have studied about processor. No,
I don't remember exactly.
no problem. So yeah, so processor, it is a device which every tool that you use has. Let's say you use an AC, even AC has a microprocessor or a processor. Let's say you use a laptop or a PC, it has a processor. Let's say you use a phone, it has a processor. Let's say you use refrigerator, it has a processor. So every technology device that we use, every device has a processor built inside it. Now what is the work of processor? So processor, as the name goes, it helps you to process the task for which your computer is made, for which your TV is made. So processor is a device which is like an inbuilt device which goes inside your computer, and with the help of which your computer can do its daily tasks. So processor is the one which is responsible for helping the computer to do its daily tasks. It controls everything that you see on your computer. It controls, so It controls each and every step, each and everything which is happening on your computer. Okay. Now, what it is made up of? So it is, as you can see this image. Can you see it? This image.
Yeah.
So this is processor's image, and as you can see, it is made up of so many tiny, tiny microscopic electronic switches, right here on the board,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So this is a processor which is again made up of so many millions of microscopic electronic switches. Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to study. We are going to put the processor under a microscope. Meaning what? Meaning you're going to
We're going to
study in
study the
detail.
microscope. I mean, the processor.
Yes, yes. We are going to study the microscopic details of a processor in this chapter. Yeah. And then we'll understand, we'll dig deeper into how these microscopic, tiny, tiny electronic switches work. Yeah. And also, at last, we'll understand how it is helping in the robotics industry. So, did you
Yeah.
know Colossus was the world's first digital computer? And here is the image. Does it look like a modern computer, Jenna?
No.
It's huge, right? It's big. So I think it will take the size of an entire living room or even more than that. It's like really big. So this is Colossus. This was the world's first digital computer, which was programmable. Programmable means what? So programmable means you can give programs to it, and then accordingly it is going to follow your instructions. Let's say you want to calculate something. Let's say you want to multiply two numbers, 2 and 3. Okay. So you can write a program for multiplying 2 and 3, let's say in Python. And you can give the same program. Actually, you're typing on your computer, right? So you can type the program on this computer, and then this computer will give you the result. So this was the first ever programmable digital computer. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So why it was made? It was made for a simple reason, to break the enemy codes, because World War was going on, Second World War was going on, and especially this man, Hitler. So he used to send so many codes out there. He was the one who started all of it. Morse codes, so many codes, between the armies, enemies, and all of it. So this computer was basically built to break these codes and understand what they mean. Getting it? Let's
Yeah.
say there's a soldier in Hitler's army. He's writing the code 7350 S8. This is the code. Now, what it means? Who knows what it means, right? Only the person who is receiving knows what it means, because he knows how to uncode it, how to decode it, right?
Yeah.
So using this computer, they decoded all these codes and helped people, win the Second World War. So again, modern cars. So even this computer had a microprocessor. Then this computer, as you can see, is filled in an entire room, and its weight is around 1 ton. Right? It's huge. It's so big. So modern day cars that we use has more than 50 microprocessors. Right? More than 50.
Yeah.
Just imagine. Each of these is many times more powerful than Colossus. What does it mean? Did you get any idea? Colossus is so big. It was the world's first ever programmable digital computer.
Yeah.
It was so big, so large, it took like a room size, more than that. It had one processor in it, just one processor. So big. This is actually a processor only. Then next, in today's world, we have modern cars. In modern cars only, we have more than 50 processors.
50.
More than 50 processors. More than 50 microprocessors. And
Wow.
each of these microprocessors is way better and many times powerful than this big Colossus. What
And
does it
why was
mean?
a computer named Colossus?
Now they know that why they named
Yeah,
it.
why do people name a computer?
So why people call you Jenna?
Because I am a living object. I'm a living being, not computers are a living being.
right?
I mean,
So
some
you're
people
a
name the
human.
teddy bears and everything, but who names a computer?
Of course, you need to name a computer. Oh, I understood your question now. I thought you were saying why they named it Colossus. So, again, you are making so many computers, right? Let's say there's computer one that you made, there's computer two that you made, three, four, five, six. So, will you call it like my computer one, my computer two, right? And even not just you are making it, there's a team with you. More than 100 people are together working on making one single computer. What name will you give it? Again, they are making another computer next 6 months. So what name will they give it? Is it not important to give every computer a name now? Otherwise, we'll be confused. Getting it?
Yeah, yeah,
Hence, it is important to give computers names because there are so many out there. Like your brother's or sister's name is different from your name, right?
yeah,
Similarly, a Colossus name is different from a Univac. Even Univac is a similar type of computer, which was again came in kind of similar years, 1950s or 60s or 40s. You can check that. So again, name was very important to give. It was an identification. Like Jenna is identification for you. Similarly, the name Colossus is an identification mark for this computer, which
but mom,
differentiates
why
it
was
from
this named
other.
Colossus only? Why not something else?
That they
Or why wasn't it named the thing to decode stuff Hitler sends?
Oh my god, if they name it that, won't it become viral and then Hitler will devise some other way,
Yeah.
right? So you need to keep a secret name to a secret code breaker.
Oh, so they try to name it like it was a human.
Yeah, kind of you can say. Yes.
Colossus is not
So
a very common name.
yeah, it is not. So what happened in 2007? A replica, a duplicate of Colossus was built, and then it was competed against modern day computers to break a really complicated code. But our modern day computer was a winner. It took just 40 seconds to break the code, whereas Colossus, the duplicate copy of Colossus, took more than 3.5 hours to break the code. Any
More than
question?
3.5 hours.
Yes, it took more than 3.5 hours to break the code.
I have one
Because
question.
very
If
simple.
this
Yeah.
computer is to break codes, right? But like for example, let's say his code was in numbers. How does the computer recognize this code? It's not like Hitler's looking at a computer,
Huh.
um,
So,
and
yeah,
he didn't look at the computer and try to finalize the code, right?
definitely.
He just made up a code. Like, for example, we make letter
No, no, no.
A is a
It's not
cupcake,
like that.
letter B is ice cream, letter
I
C
got
is
your point. I got your
a
point.
candy.
So
Yeah.
there was, yeah. So there was an academy which was like the Morse code academy in Germany. Okay. So there they made books on Morse codes. So people, again, there's a book called Morse code. Even we have done this. When I was your age at school, we used to communicate with, my like I want to communicate with my friends. Teacher is there, she's teaching. So I'll write Morse codes and send it to her. So that's how we communicated. So basically, there's a Morse code, which is a language. Okay. Now, Morse code also has different patterns in it, like maths 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So your number can be, let's say, 88695, which is your number. For example, just a simple example. Similarly, there are different patterns in Morse codes. Okay. Now coming to your next question, which is how did the computer know? Very simple. When Hitler was sending his code to his army was like 1,000 miles away from him, right? And he was sending the codes to them by radio transmission through radio channels. So let's say right now in your maybe you are living in Maharashtra, so there the frequency of radio stations is like 95.3, 93.8, 98.7, something like that, right? So when you when you just go on this frequency, then only you can hear two songs and different channels. Let's say you go some on some other frequency, let's say a frequency number called 100, right?
Yeah.
So can you hear something then?
No.
Right. So this is what Hitler used. Hitler used all the other frequencies and he never confirmed, which frequency he will use. So what he used to do, let's say today he is using frequency number 101, okay, to send his message. So in frequency number 101, what he will do at the end of his message, when he's ending, again all this message is in Morse code only, so when at the end line the last word will be the frequency number of next day, tomorrow what frequency will he use to send his channel, to send his message over the radio channel. Getting it?
Oh, yeah.
So now again, the people who are living in, let's say, America or UK, they are trying to decode what Hitler is speaking with his army. Okay, so what they will do, they will try to listen, they will try to turn. So there was always a particular time, let's say 4 p.m. or 6 p.m., when he used to communicate with his people. So let's say they'll turn on the video at 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever, and then they are listening to the. So even they know tomorrow he is going to speak at this channel, this radio frequency. So they are turning it on. Then they hear the code. Okay, just in 5 seconds he'll switch on the radio. Okay, just 5 seconds or 2 seconds he'll speak his code and then he'll switch off, so that no one else, like no general public or no one else, can hear. And you never know, what he's going to speak, when he's going to speak, where he's going to speak. So quickly in 2 minutes, 2 seconds, they write whatever he said on the radio, whatever number he gave or whatever code he gave, they'll quickly write it down. And then let's say he said 735. So now they'll take this number, put it inside this computer, which is Colossus, start the processor, and then it will run the code. And after 4 hours, it will show the result, what it means. Again, why this is slow is very simple, because it is just one processor, right? And modern day computers, like let's say i9, i5, whatever you use, it has so many quad core processor, right? And they are super powerful. They are way powerful than this one single processor, Colossus.
Oh,
Okay. Hence, it took so much of time, whereas a desktop computer hardly takes 40 seconds to break it. I hope it's clear.
oh. But how did they find out that,
Yeah.
for example, he
Mm.
used dots and dash as his code word. So he says dot dot dash dash dot dot dash dot. So
Okay.
how does the computer know what he means? Dot dot. How
Very
does the
simple.
computer know what the dot is or the
Yeah,
dash
yeah,
is?
very simple,
Or
very
how
simple.
does the yeah
So, so I got your point. So let's say dot dot dash dash. Okay.
okay.
Actually, dot dot dash dash stands for, let's say, AB14. Just a small example.
It
Computer doesn't
does.
know. Yeah, so Morse codes actually stand for letters. Like if you check Morse code, I can show you. They're like dot dot dash dash only, and they stand for ABCD. Okay, so I'll just show you. So here we have Morse codes. As you can see, it's dot dot and dash dash only, right? So it stands for ABCD. All these dot dot stands for ABCD only. Now, when he's giving the Morse codes at that time, or maybe some other code, not just a Morse code. I've just taken one example. So what will happen? It actually stands for ABCD, right? Now your computer doesn't understand ABCD, neither it does it understand this dot dot dash dash. What it understands is a simple language of zeros and ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So the people who are giving the computer the code are not actually, giving ABCD or dot dot dash dash. They're actually giving zeros and ones. So
Oh.
that's how it processes. Yeah. Okay. So does it clear your doubt? Still any doubts, Jenna? If you have any
Mm,
doubts, shoot up quick. Anything?
no doubt.
All right. So yeah. So then we have the small activity. Um, you can read it on later. So let's start with the first topic in the first chapter, which is CPU, Central Processing Unit. So Jenna, now I want you to tell me whatever you know about CPU. Maybe what it contains, what it
Uh,
does.
CPU. So CPU is, now what's the full form of CPU?
What can
Central,
you
oh,
see?
central processing unit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So in a CPU, there is a processor.
Okay, no problem. If you don't know, it's fine.
Then there is
Input,
a
output,
computer
storage.
system. There is a simple. Oh, okay. There is input data and okay
So this is
and
our computer,
output.
right? This is the computer, right?
Yeah.
So this computer, this box is called CPU.
Oh yeah. In my school when we had a this type of computer only with
Yeah.
CPU.
Yeah, any computer, let's say a laptop has also a CPU, but then I cannot show it. It's inside here, you know. So I
Yeah.
cannot show it to you here, hence I am taking this picture. So this is the CPU, right? Now what it does, very simple. So let's say you are inserting a pen drive. Okay. So do you insert pen drive here on the monitor or do you insert here?
CPU.
CPU only, right? So CPU, what it does, it takes inputs from you. Let's say you inserted pen drive, your pen drive has pictures. So it is taking pictures from you, inserting input. Now there's a wire attached to this, screen. So if you want, you can view your pictures here on the screen. It is just output. This is an output device, right? The monitor.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is used for displaying it. So it takes the input, shows the output to you on the screen. Now, also it can store your data. If you want, you can, just store it. So actually, it will be stored here and not here, right? So storage is again done in CPU. And also, if you want to edit your picture, add colors, add editing, add effects, Photoshop it. So then again, all these stuffs you are actually doing in CPU, but output is here on the screen, right? So whatever you actually do with your computer, actually everything is taking place in the CPU of it, right? The
Yeah.
computer mainly, main thing, the spinal cord of computer which is working on the brain is the CPU, right? Other parts are just, this is just output. This has nothing to do with your working, right? So CPU is the central processing unit which contains the processor of the computer. Now, what is the work of processor? As we know, it processes all the tasks. Let's say you want to Photoshop your picture. So that task will be done with the help of processor, right? And the processor is inside CPU unit. Okay. See, this is a processor is so small. Let's say i3 or i5.
Why is this
This is so
person's
small.
hand red and blue?
Blue because of color of light coming out of microprocessor, and red because of blood.
Blood?
Yeah, blood. Even my hand is red. Yours would also be red, like blood,
Oh,
like inside
like
blood,
that.
right?
So there is blue paint inside a processor.
That's what I said, no? The light coming from processor. Yeah. So the thing is
Oh,
here,
no, ma'am, that does not look like, that looks like paint or holy color.
okay, let it be paint only. We are not discussing paint and colors here. So the thing is, a CPU consists of processor, yeah, and it is the central processing unit, meaning it does all the tasks which you want to do on your computer. You want to do video conferencing? Well, CPU will help you. You want to study? Well, CPU will help you. You want to make slides? Well, CPU will help you, right? So everything that you do on your computer is because of CPU. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So read the first paragraph. Are you reading?
Mom, before eating, I had one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in the first class we talked a little about that 8-year-old kid who tracked the NASA system,
Okay.
and then you said that what he wanted to do with the satellites was in his hand. He could do whatever he wanted. Like he could just play with the thing, with the system if he wanted.
Yes.
So did he do anything to the system?
No, no. And the thing is, that was a hypothetical case, you know. So, again, NASA's website is so strong that no one can hack it. So, it was just a story to help you understand the potential of hacking and what it can do and
No,
what
but
is
there
hacking.
was actually a news. There was a news
Yeah, yeah, we
that
discussed. I remember we discussed that. So, again, maybe you are just, if he hacked it, again, it was a fake story. But then, if even if it was real, he cannot hack the entire system of NASA. But let's take a case. He hacked everything of NASA. Okay, everything, each and everything. So in that case, yes, he can play with the satellites. Even he can blow rockets. He can shoot rockets from one country to another country. He has so much power. He can destroy planets.
what if there's an astronaut on a rocket? He could possibly kill them.
Sorry.
If there's an astronaut in a rocket, could he
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
possibly kill
yeah.
it?
Definitely, 100%, 100%. He can do
So,
that.
ma'am, that was actually a real story. Um,
So, Jana,
it
let's do
was
one thing.
where
Yeah.
the kid, who was like 8-year-old kid.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. So that's what maybe a real story, maybe a fake story. Doesn't matter. Things remain the same. You can see NASA today and it is untouched, right? So that shows it was a fake story, but then yes, it was just there to teach you that, um hacking and all the potential of it, and anything and everything can be hacked. Okay, let's come back to the point. So read the first two paragraphs.
See, so um, there's some kids who has aged 13 and have hacked NASA. The kid, there's a 15-year-old kid who admits that he hacked NASA.
Yes, yes. So, what is
He,
your question? Do you also want to hack?
no, someone hacked NASA.
You don't want to study today.
I just wanted to know more about him.
So these things, we can do when we have finished our course. We can do more than this. I can show you even, better things than this.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, the
There's so
kids who
many
hacked
things,
into
not just
something more
hacking.
stronger than NASA.
100%. So there's this girl who was given, like Student of the Year award. Again, don't search it now. I won't tell you now. So can you please stop your screen share?
Fine. I won't search it, but can you please tell me? Like, I won't search it in class, but can you please tell?
Yeah, she is like an Indian girl who lives in US, and
Yeah.
she is awesome. You must, after this class, maybe you can search about her.
But how do I
Yeah.
know who she is?
Just
How can
type
I?
Student of
Okay.
the Year. That's all. You will get it. Kid of the Year. Sorry, not student. Kid of the Year. Okay. All right. Not
So
now.
I
Not
need
now.
to type
So
Indian kid who lives in US who got kid of the year.
yes, you can type that. Okay.
But
So
what's
for
her
now,
name?
I won't tell you that. So for now, just read the first two paragraphs.
Then how will I come to know?
I'll show you then. If you finish this, we'll check that. I'll tell you.
So how many pages is our goal for today?
There was no goal actually. I thought we'll do at least 5 to 8 pages, but seeing the situation, I am not really sure if we can even finish the fourth page. Seems you don't want to study today.
No.
Okay, read the first paragraphs. Quick, quick.
Com- um, Computer systems. You have gained a lot of experience of using computers on this course and have learned many new and useful skills whenever you use a computer and you are using a system. A computer system is a set of equipment that works together to help you do useful work. A computer system can be drawn as simple diagram. A computer system must always have input devices. Input devices allow you to put data into your computer. A keyboard is an input device. A computer system has output devices. Output devices let you see the results of your work on the computer. A computer screen is the output device. A computer system has storage devices you can use storage devices to save your work.
Yes, so a
The
computer has
process
what? That's all. A computer has input devices, output devices, and storage devices, right? So input devices like your mouse, your keyboard, right? Which you use to input anything inside your computer, right? Then what are output devices like your computer screen, a printer, a scanner, and whatnot, right? So all these are output devices which we use to present the data to share information, right? Something coming out of the computer. So a printer, pages are coming out. A monitor, you can see the information on your screen, right? Whereas something going in is the input device. That is your mouse, your keyboard, etc. Okay. So now what are storage
okay.
devices? Can you give me like 1 or 2 examples of storage devices?
Yeah.
External, internal, anything.
Storage device. So external would be a pen drive. Internal, we can say, can it be the desktop, or it's this app which
We can
every
say
computer
this,
has,
yeah,
which
we can
saves
say
like,
this disk drive. Yeah,
I
hard
don't know
disk.
what
It
it's
is actually
called.
hard disk.
It's
Yeah,
called
so it's the
File
disks.
Explorer. That's like an
I
app.
got your point. I got your
It
point.
stores everything in the computer.
Yeah, the folder, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so all these are part of your ROM, read only memory, and it is actually part of your hard disk drive. Okay, HDD. That is the place where you store everything, and the hard disk drive is a part of CPU. Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's discuss about the next thing, which is the processor. So processor, as we know, processes all the work in the computer system, right? And it is so small in size, hence it is called a microprocessor. So
Ma'am,
um,
is it harmful to hold what that person is holding in their hand?
no, no, not at all, not at all. It's not harmful,
Oh,
but it's not advised to do that. Otherwise, you will lose your computer. Okay, so yeah, so a CPU, a central processing
ma'am,
unit
this
is.
did not complete it.
Yeah, we
Um,
completed. See,
a
see,
computer system has
we did this.
input,
I just
output, and
discussed everything.
storage. The processor is at the center of your computer system is a processor. In this in the student workflow, you learn that the processor does all the work in a computer system. A processor is small enough to fit on your fingertip. Modern processors are so small they are called microprocessors. Ma'am, there's something, I don't know what it is called. I don't know if it's called a chip, but there's something in a computer that's the
Microchip.
size of a nail.
Nail.
Yeah,
There's so many things at the size of a nail.
I
Let's
think
do
a
one thing.
fingernail.
Yeah, there's so many things of the size of fingernail. So let's do one thing. In this chapter, we are going to anyway discuss about everything in detail, right? So by the end of the chapter, you will get to know what that thing is. Yeah, because there's so
Okay.
many things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the processor which we use in the computer is a microprocessor because it is micro in size, right? Hence, it is called microprocessor. Now, the other name of it is central processing unit or CPU. Okay. So, it is
Yeah.
the name which we use to study the computer processor in detail. So, let's see. The CPU has three parts. First is the control unit, the CU. Second is the ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. And third is the clock. So CU, again, what is this? As the name goes, it is the control unit. Meaning what? It controls every task taking place inside your computer. Entirely. Everything, whatever is happening in your computer is controlled by the control unit of the CPU. Okay, which is the CU unit. It whatever instruction you give to the computer, let's say you want to add two numbers, or let's say you want to open your Microsoft Teams, so that is an instruction which you're giving to your computer, right, by clicking on the mouse. That is understood by the CU, which is the control unit, and it works on the task. It gives you the results. It is the one who is finally opening the Microsoft Teams for you. Okay. So
Yeah.
control unit makes sure that all the other parts which are connected to the CPU work properly and carry out the instructions properly. Let's say you have attached a printer to your CPU and you're printing something. So you've clicked on the print button here on the screen. But now it's actually the work of CU unit, which is the control unit, to make sure that the printer prints it. So this
Yeah.
communication from you till the printer is done by the CU, who understands what you want and executes it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then we have the ALU, which is the arithmetic and logic unit. As the name goes, it does all the calculations in your CPU, all the maths problem that you do. If you're working on a spreadsheet, Excel, you add your, let's say, percentage there, calculate the percentage, add the marks, right? So whatever mathematics you're doing, arithmetic and logic unit takes care of everything, does all the calculations of the CPU. Okay. So whenever there's an instruction of adding numbers or any mathematical operation, what the CU will do? So CU will understand it first. Okay, this is a mathematical operation. Next, it will send the instruction to ALU to perform the instruction. So ALU is the one who finally carries out the instructions of addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. All the mathematical operations. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what is the third part, Jenna?
Clock. I think it times how that it times everything.
Exactly. So let's say process one is you have to open WhatsApp. Process two is you have to open Microsoft Teams. Process three is you have to open presentation. Okay. So there are three processes that you want to do. So now clock is the one who will assign the correct time to all the tasks and also check, that every task is taking place at the correct time, in time, and then noting down the timing of it. So all these things, is done by the clock. So just read out the clock paragraph.
Um. Yes. Central processing unit.
Just this one,
Clock. The
the clock.
clock. The clock sends out regular electrical pulses, just like the tick of a clock. A clock in your home ticks every second. The clock in your CPU computer ticks around 3 billion times every second. Every time the CPU clock ticks, the control unit sends an instruction to the ALU.
So what does it mean? Very simple. Since so many tasks are going on in your computer at the same time, right? So all these things are again taken care of by the clock, which ticks like 3 billion times in 1 second, right? Every
Yeah.
time it ticks, it means one task is taking place.
Now let's
Means
see.
CU is reading
Let's
a task.
wait for 5 seconds and then let's count 1 second. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that was 15 billion times the clock ticked.
Yes, exactly.
Even 15 times would be unbelievable, but 15
Right?
billion.
Yes. So
Yeah,
just imagine how much powerful it would be, right? The CPU.
yeah,
Hence, it took just 40 seconds to calculate it, to decode the code, whereas, the Colossus duplicate or the replica of it took more than 4 hours or 3 hours. Getting it?
yeah,
So this is the reason. So that was it about the three parts of CPU. Again, ALU, CU, and clock. Next up, we have buses. So buses, all the connections, all the wiring, all the connections. You know, your CPU is connected with your computer. Your computer has like computer in the sense monitor. Then your CPU is connected with the keyboard, the mouse. So everything is connected with wiring and all, right? So that is called buses. So the three parts of CPU are joined together by connections called buses. Now, buses are high speed connections that carry data around inside the CPU. So, let's say when you connect your mouse to your CPU, okay? So, there's a bus inside the CPU where you tuck in your, let's say, so I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Is this visible? I'm not sure if you can see this. Is it visible?
uh, I can see like the WhatsApp screen.
Wait. Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you see this?
Oh, yeah.
So, this when you connect inside your CPU, what happens? The CPU has an opening, right? That
Yeah.
opening is actually a terminal of the bus. So, buses are connections inside the CPU. Okay. And now these buses, so basically CPU has three parts joined together with these buses. Yeah. So buses are actually high speed connection. So when you connect this thing with your CPU, actually inside the CPU there is a bus. In the bus there is a terminal. So on one of the terminals, this thing got connected. Let's say this was a mouse. So this got connected on one of the terminals of one of the buses of the CPU. Okay, and then this will be connected to all the other devices. So there are so many buses. Yeah, you can see buses. Why we use buses in daily life, Jenna?
Uh, like in the computer thing was
In
when
non
we have to, because we want
travel.
to reach from one place to another,
Right?
and some people say that it helps the environment, there's there more people, so there are no separate
Yeah.
cars going to the same place, so no more pollution and all of that stuff.
Yes, correct. Hence, the same reason why buses are used in CPU. So, in what instead of carrying people, these buses carry data. Okay. So these
Oh,
buses carry data from one destination to another destination, from one port to another port. Let's say they carry data from your computer to your printer. So that printer gets the data, what it has to print on the sheet. So this is actually carried all the way from your computer till the printer by the bus connection. Is it clear? What is a bus?
yes.
So buses are high speed connections that carry data inside the computer system. Okay.
Yeah.
Then next up we have how the CPU works. So this is again, we have to discuss so much in this. Small brief is written here. If you want, you can read it out. This part.
Okay.
This is the first
How the
paragraph.
how the CPU works. Think about the last time you played a game or watched a video on your computer. The screen is full of color. The images you see are lifelike objects. Are lifelike. Objects move just like they do in the real world. Movement on screen is more than fast. If you're playing a game, you can give instructions through a joystick or the game controller. The action on screen responds immediately to your command. High quality audio is being played in the background while you play.
Yeah. So your CPU can not just do very simple tasks, but can also do so many stuffs, right? So the thing is, okay, let's do one thing again. This will require some more information here. So what we'll do from here, we'll start in the next class how the CPU works. Okay. Until then, now if you have any questions in whatever we discussed, you can ask. Computer
No
systems,
more questions.
processor, CPU, input output,
I
CU,
got
ALU.
the CPU has a L arithmetic and logic. Then has a clock and a computing
Control.
control unit. Control unit.
Yes, good. So control unit, CU, ALU, arithmetic logic unit, and then clock. And can you see buses here,
Buses. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So these are the buses which collect the data and then send the data. Collect the data and then send the data from one destination to another, from one source to another source.
But
Okay,
we
clear?
cut the information so quick. So how fast do the buses travel?
Super fast, right? High speed
Yeah.
connections, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for the day. Now, just remember that you are sharing the pictures, right? You've already shared most of the pictures. I think that will be sufficient for the next class, but try to just make a PDF of the first chapter. It would be better. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, did you enjoy?
Yes.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, mom.
Bye.